Hey, Senior.
Hi, welcome.
So thank you for meeting with me today. Could you take a look at this company's information,
Sure, let me go through it.
specifically in the taxes area? So let me share my screen.
So, the revenue looks good. Expenses are fine. Why are the NFTs stated as discontinued operations? And zero tax?
So yeah, that's the thing. Something about a product line being started during the year and then discontinued in 6 months. So the income is stated there, but why isn't it taxed though?
Okay, so firstly, I don't see any description of discontinued operations. Date for discontinuance, carrying amounts. This is not in accordance to the International Accounting Standards, IAS 35, on discontinued operations. So it cannot be classified as a discontinued operation.
Okay, but then too, it's almost 3 million. Why isn't it taxed? What is an NFT?
That is indeed an issue. Now, NFTs are non-fungible tokens. Similarly to how traditional works of art can be valued precisely, since each of them are unique, NFTs try to be the same. Digital files are easily and endlessly duplicated, but NFTs, they create a digital certificate of ownership of the artwork and other real objects. They call it tokenizing the object. So it's a very funny topic in the parts of cryptocurrencies today, with the metaverse and all that. Now we're still catching up in terms of regulations and controls for the proper handling and valuation. Although what they have done, especially in the magnitude of 2.9 million, is more on the scale of an intangible product sale. And if that is the case, they would need to show the receipts.
Yeah, but they
because-
said they used a VPN and there are no receipts.
No receipts. I mean, it is indeed difficult to show proof of identity, but the payments are actually made in a decentralized blockchain. Thus, there should be an audit trail to trace NFT transactions between online wallets. Does a company have an audited identity check of the wallet holder to confirm?
No, they could not provide anything related at all. All they said is they use a VPN and there aren't any receipts.
I am very skeptical about this. No proof of transaction. And what did they say was the object they tokenized into an NFT?
Well, it was some pictures of their organization headquarters.
Headquarter? No. That is very untoward. If they tokenize their own images, they would need to report it as revenue when selling it. And currently, nations have adopted vastly different positions on the regulations of NFTs and cryptocurrencies. Where is this company from?
The client is from India.
India.
Yeah.
Actually, India does have regulations recently about virtual digital assets such as these. Let me pull them up. Section 115 BBH of the Finance Act 2022 in India deals with tax on income from virtual digital assets, being 30% of income being taxed.
So they should record it as revenue and include income taxes then.
Yes, and they should be aware of this. They're attempting to omit it in revenue in efforts to possibly lower their taxes and increase their profits. But that is not in alignment with the recent laws and regulations in India. So go to them to ensure the validity of the transaction via wallet identification checks, and you must properly identify and verify this. Now, if they cannot prove that the transaction exists, let them remove it completely from the statements. So that should look something like this.
And what if they could prove that the transaction exists?
Well, in that case, if it's an actual transaction, ensure that taxes are being applied accordingly in accordance to the laws and regulations. That will look something like this. The revenue will be included in the sales and it will be taxed.
So this only applies because they're in India?
In this case, yes. The European Commission recently issued a proposal to regulate cryptocurrencies as well. The Market in Crypto Assets Regulation is the name. So hopefully, different countries will gradually adopt such concepts to solve these potential cryptocurrency issues.
Okay, thanks. Let me call back the client now and let them know.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.